So, we've got this SCO summit going on in Tianjin, China, a real platform for Beijing to expand its sway over the global south.
Absolutely. It's interesting how the summit, spanning 2 days, becomes a stage for debating, well, the influence of China against Western powers.
Exactly. And there's this major spotlight on economic hardships. Countries struggling under the weight of US tariffs are, looking for fresh alliances.
Yeah, that's a tough spot. Right. And then there's India, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi making his first appearance at the summit since 2018. It's like he's trying to recalibrate India's partnership with Beijing amid those steep 50% US tariffs on Indian goods.
Precisely. Modi's attendance alone signals a shift, a wondering if the global south might find, a common economic ground with China to counterbalance Western policies.
Very intriguing indeed. And what really strikes me is the Chinese leaders' call to ditch that Cold War mentality. By urging stronger regional cooperation, it's almost like a bid to create a united front.
Yeah, it's like China is positioning itself as a mediator, a leader who wants to build bridges instead of walls, especially when many nations are reeling from external pressures.
Right, exactly. But don't you think there's a bit of self interest too? I mean, isn't this also about boosting China's own geopolitical leverage?
That's a valid point. It's like a double edged sword. On one hand, there's genuine economic distress prompting unity, but on the other, there's China's strategic push to reshape regional
That
influence.
duality is key. Right. And when you look at the global south, the mix of emerging economies facing hurdles from US tariffs, there's a real appetite for a new alliance. It's almost like they're searching for a alternative narrative to the Western led order.
Exactly. And the summit becomes this kind of testing ground where the idea of a united global south is thrown into the mix.
Yeah, truly. And speaking of narratives, the summit also seems to be a response to the persistent Western hegemony. There's this suggestion. Do you think the US policies might actually be driving these nations closer together?
It's like an unintended consequence of economic pressure. The tariffs, for instance, are pushing these countries into a corner where they see, well, a potential alliance with China as a lifeline.
No doubt about that. Right, but then there's the challenge. Is a united front against Western dominance really feasible? I mean, even if these countries share economic pain, can they truly align politically?
That's an interesting debate. It's like aligning a group of friends each with their own issues. There's common ground, sure, but also unique challenges that might derail full unity.
Yeah, I can see that. For instance, look at the political cultures and internal agendas of these nations. Some might be more receptive to China's influence while others remain skeptical.
Absolutely. Imagine, if you will, it's like trying to form a band where every musician plays a different genre. They might share a stage against a common rival, but harmonizing perfectly, that's another
Right,
thing
exactly.
entirely.
Exactly. And then you have the added layer of the US tariffs themselves, designed to, well, pressurize and isolate. It's almost ironic that an aggressive economic policy might trigger unexpected alliances.
Yeah, it's like a classic case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. But here, the economics are so messy that, well, even the alliance might be fragile.
Definitely a complex scenario. And while the Chinese leaders' rejection of the Cold War ethos seems sincere, do you think it's partly rhetorical? I mean, can rhetoric overcome deep seated geopolitical and economic realities?
You know, I'd say it's a bit of both. It's like a power move, using compelling language to rally support while knowing that structural
Right, that's
challenges
insightful.
remain.
I mean, look at how the summit is also a stage for personalities. Modi, for instance, shows up with his own agenda, and his presence adds a whole new dimension.
Exactly. His attendance signals India's willingness to engage directly, perhaps even balance China's growing clout. There's a sort of balancing act at play here in which, well, each nation is calculating risks.
Well said. Yet, one could ask, might the common economic malaises eventually give way to competing interests? I mean, can a shared hardship truly forge a lasting alliance?
That's where skepticism creeps in. It's like when you're at a group dinner where everyone joins because they're hungry. But once the meal is over, what then?
Right, a temporary fix maybe. Exactly. There's a danger that unity might be more situational, a reaction to immediate pressures, rather than a long-term strategic partnership.
And then there's the twist. Western hegemony has been so dominant that challenging it not only requires unity, but also a coherent vision for a new world order.
Yeah, exactly that. So what do you think? Could China, with its growing influence, really be the central node around which a unified global south revolves?
It's kind of like trying to build a network where every connection is vital. China appears to be the hub here, but whether it can keep that network resilient is up for debate.
That network analogy fits perfectly. And with countries suffering economic hardships from US tariffs, the need to break free from Western dependency is palpable, even if not uniformly shared.
Right, it's almost like a global experiment in self determination, but it's definitely not a cakewalk. Each country has its own set of priorities and historical baggage with the West.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also curious about the strategic timing. With these harsh US tariffs in play, do you think the current economic strife is the catalyst for something larger?
It sure seems that way. The tariffs act like pressure valves, forcing countries to reconsider alliances. But such pressure might lead only to a temporary, reactive coalition rather than a lasting, united bloc.
Definitely a double-edged strategic move. And considering the summit includes prominent research fellows and strategists who analyze these shifts, it's clear there's a broader debate on whether these alliances can reshape the global order.
Yes, and the discussion gets even richer when you consider the interplay of soft power and economic might. China's outreach here is not just about trade, but about setting a narrative for the future.
Setting the stage indeed. However, here's a thought. Might some countries be using the summit just as a tactical pause rather than making long-term commitments?
That's a fair critique. It's like a provisional handshake. Countries coming together under pressure without fully merging their policy outlooks.
Yeah, exactly, a temporary alliance at best. So, when we step back, the SCO summit seems to be both a moment of potential transformation and a reminder of how intricate international alliances can be.
Right, the summit encapsulates a crossroads in global politics where economic stress, strategic maneuvering, and shifting allegiances intertwine in a delicate dance.
Yeah, absolutely. And that, I think, leaves us with a compelling question. Can the global south truly coalesce into a formidable counterweight against Western dominance, or is it still too fragmented to challenge the status quo?